Yo, it's OmniDog here with OmniDog's Vault and Root Beer Reviews on why I love all new Wolverine. Excuse me. First, let me clear my throat with a little Frost Top root beer. My fave. Just a few sips, still on a diet. Ah, the foamy goodness of Frost Top. Okay, let's get down to it. Why do I love all new Wolverine so much? We have 6 trades of all new Wolverine from Marvel, and it's true. X-23, known as Laura Kinney, has taken over the mantle of the dead Wolverine, who I think at this point is now coming back to life somewhere in the universe. I don't know. I don't keep up with singles, so I don't know what's going on. I only do collected editions. So, we've got an all-new Wolverine, and she's badass. She's formerly X-23, now Laura Kinney, and she is awesome. In this first volume, she finds out there's, well, I don't want to, I'm not going to do too many spoilers, but I'm going to tell you why it's awesome. She finds out there are clones of her. They've made clones of her. You'll find out who they are when you read the book. But they've made clones of her, and she ends up getting really close to one of them, and her name is Gabby. She's little, she's feisty, and she has the best lines in comics today. She is hilarious. She's ferocious. She adopts a Wolverine, and she eventually gets her own secret identity, Honey Badger. But make no mistake, she totally kicks ass. But she is so funny. Gabby is just great. So in this first volume, we get introduced to Wolverine's clones. There's all kinds of adventure. They meet Doctor Strange. We meet a mystery character at the end who I wasn't familiar with, but maybe you Marvel readers are familiar with her. I'm not going to ruin it, but she is very sinister. That's at the very end of this book. And the people that made the clones are after the clones. They want Laura's clones. They want Laura. They consider them their property. They want her back. And so it's a whole thing of them fighting back, finding out who's who, telling them they can't own them. They can create them, but they can't own them. And it's full of great dialogue. Wonderful situations, very good. This has really, really nice art. This very beginning one. Oh yeah, I think Wasp is in this one too, right? Yep, here's Wasp. And I love this book. This is the first book. Second book is called Civil War 2. I didn't read Civil War 2. I don't know anything about it. You don't need to know anything about Civil War 2 to enjoy this book. As far as I'm concerned, it barely had anything to do with Civil War 2. Maybe Captain America's in this thing fighting with S.H.I.E.L.D. or something. Yeah, he's in there fighting. Who knows? It didn't have any impact on the story. The story flowed fine. It was very interesting. It was well done. As you can see on the cover, you've got the Logan from a different universe there, and there's Gabby. And we learn that Logan is destined to kill Gabby in this universe. That's predetermined by some dreamer kid mutant that Captain America has access to. And we learn surprises about Gabby and surprises about this particular Logan. And it's really well written. And totally, I don't know why it's called Civil War 2. Maybe Civil War 2 ran through it. Don't worry about it. You can read it fine. It's lots of fun with an appearance by Fin Fang Foom. And it's great. It introduces Chinese 25 flavors food, which is apparently Gabby's favorite thing. Great. Volume 2. Volume 3. Enemy of the State. They program Wolverine. They have a special gas that turns her into a killer. So Laura gets bombed with the gas, wipes out of town, ends up on the run, and events proceed from there. She ends up going to Madripoor. There's pirates, there's Angel, there's Gambit, Nick Fury. She's got blood on her hands, or does she? Well written, well illustrated, still with the funny lines from Gabby. This thing is great. Enemy of the State. Things work out for her. It's okay, but you need to read the book. This one was one of my favorites because it's called Immune. This is volume 4. An alien ship crashes to Earth, and all the little alien child can say is Laura Kinney, and boom, dies. She's infected all of Roosevelt Island. They have to wall it off. They have to. It's got an alien virus that spreads. They send Wolverine in to try and figure out why she said her name, which entails getting the Guardians of the Galaxy involved, and the Guardians of the Galaxy and an alien race and the Brood, and it's very exciting. She ends up having healing powers where she can heal the infected, and it's really well written. Tom Taylor does an excellent job on all these books. Gabby even turns into a Brood queen, but they get her out of it. Oops, I guess I probably shouldn't have said that. They turn her into a Brood queen. Gabby into a Brood queen. Great art. Tom Taylor, totally knocking it out of the park. Now this next book is a book that I never thought would happen. It made me like Daken, who has just been a punk-ass weenie ever since I ever read him in any Wolverine story or Daken story. It's called Orphans of X, and it's actually a pretty darn good story, who the Orphans of X are, what they want, and it, of course, has Gabby spouting off the great one-liners. Laura's mother comes back to life. Daken is a good guy in it. Tom Taylor somehow made Daken likable. I don't know how. But the Orphans of X are after all of the clones, all after Sabretooth, Lady Deathstrike, anybody with claws. They're after him. Old Man Logan, everybody. I guess that's Old Man Logan from the other universe. But they're after him. They want to kill him. They want to get revenge. It ends up being a very good story. I think this was my favorite story. Orphans of X. Great job on this book, too. Lots of fun. Well, wait. Maybe that's not my favorite story. The final story is a couple of different stories where we get some Deadpool, who's written very funny by Tom Taylor. Deadpool's done really well by Tom Taylor in this. And we get Gabby and her pet Wolverine and Deadpool out for revenge. We get some Orphan X action. 2 stories right there. Then there is an excellent story. The Orphan X story is really good in this book. Then we get a final story, which is called Old Woman Laura. And in it, she's dying, but she's been made the Empress of Madripoor. This is told in the future, by the way. This is a future story where Laura's dying. Honey Badger is there enjoying that 25 flavor noodles or whatever it is that she likes so much. It's a wonderful story. Old woman Laura. Kamala Khan is the president. Maria Hill is her chief of security or the chief of staff. And it involves Dr. Doom, who has apparently created what he's always wanted, his chance to take over the world. He had a war. Laura was made the head of Madripoor, and they call in some reinforcements because they're going to attack Dr. Doom, who's like the last bad guy on Earth, and they're going to finally take him down, but it has a great twist at the end that I loved. Excellent, excellent stories in this book. I really enjoyed Old Woman Laura. So there's 6 books, which would make a perfect omnibus. 6 trade paperbacks of pure fun, pure entertainment, excellent writing, snappy dialogue, Gabby, a pet Wolverine, Deadpool, Laura, who totally kicks ass in all kinds of different places, but sometimes the fights aren't even the point of it. It's her journey of self-discovery, figuring out who she is, what she cares about. It's so interesting. Tom Taylor has done an excellent job writing All New Wolverine, and I highly recommend it. I really think you guys should give it a shot. Don't listen to anybody else on the internet. Listen to OmniDog. Get All New Wolverine. It is top notch. It is one of my all-time 10, 11 favorite books. That's how much I like it. So please go out and get it. Do yourselves a favor. Till next time, OmniDog signing off. Thanks, OmniDogs and OmniKittens. Peace and love.